Hey, hello. Today, go to Canvas, please. We are working on, let's see, at the bottom of the page, September 9th, lesson assignment, parallel lines and pairs of angles, September 9th. So please click on that. Okay, and when you do, you'll have the following instructional video. You're already watching that right now. But what you want to do is you want to open up this because this is going to be our lesson for today, instruction and lesson. So let's click on that. And it opens up this website here. So this is what you're going to be learning about today, parallel lines and pairs of angles, okay? So what you want to do, you can translate this, remember. So you click up here, and then you can translate it to your language. For example, if we want to do Japanese, it translates the whole website into Japanese, okay? So you'll want to go over this page here all the way to the bottom, okay? And very important concepts you're going to be learning about. You're going to be learning about parallel lines. And so make sure you read all this and see some examples. Try this. You can draw things and try it, etc. Also, you'll be learning about pairs of angles and a very important thing called a transversal. Okay, so you'll need to learn about that. And when you're done with that, make sure you click on each of these. We need to learn about all of these. Okay, we need to learn that vocabulary. And then you can try this a little bit. Okay. And then here are ways to test for parallel lines. So go over this when it comes to angle pairs. Okay, and some examples. Okay, so make sure you translate if you need it and go through this whole thing until you get to the very end. And here are really good questions to test your understanding. So what you'll do is you get a question and try to answer it. And let's say I'll try to pick the wrong answer. Let's say I pick this one here. Are they parallel? It says D is right, not A. And then it explains why D is correct. So make sure you do these. There's going to be 10 questions, okay? 3, 4, all the way to 10. That'll help you to understand it and to try to figure it out, okay? And then if you get it wrong, you can check your the answer for the explanation, okay? All right, when you're done with that, then you're going to come back to Canvas, and then you'll be ready for the assignment. Okay, so when you open the assignment, make sure you download it, and then open it up in Kami. My computer. So you open it up in Kami, so you can mark it up, right? Okay, and then you will find these questions here. So here's the assignment. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick review of the concepts. There's two types of questions. One, you'll find what is the angle right here, okay? Not that. I'm going to try to make it bigger. Bye-bye. You know, what is the angle right there? What is the question mark? What is the degree? Okay, so that'll be one type of question. And then another type of question a little bit later will ask you to solve for x. Here's another question type, number 10. So you get something like that, an expression like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a quick review to make sure you understand everything. Okay, so let's go ahead and review. Let me draw here. So we're going to do, oops. So review, okay? So if you get two lines that are parallel, you got lines like that that go at the same, okay? And then these are the arrows that let you know they're parallel. And then they are intersected by another line called a transversal, right? Well, if you've got one angle, for example, let's just say you got angle A, okay? What is that? What is the same angle over this point? So this is A, B, these are angles, right? All these are individual angles around this point. Altogether, we know they equal 360 degrees. But which angles around here are going to be equal to these angles? Well, if you look at it like this, angle A is right here. So it's from the direction of this point, it's in between this line, which extends down like that, and this line. So it is above that direction. Well, the same point is going to be down here, and all these angles are the same. So angle A is over to this side. So angle A is also equal to that side, okay? So same here. So B would be above to the right, top of this line, and to the right. So what is to the top of this same parallel line over here and to the right of this line? B would be here, D would be in the bottom to the right, C would be in the bottom to the left, okay? So if we understand that, now we can, if we get another two lines like this, now let's say this is, let's see. So we get two lines that are parallel. So now let's say that this is, say, 80 degrees. And then it asks for, let's just say this point over here, right? What is this x equal to? Okay. Take a moment to think about, would you know what the x is equal to? Well, this 80 right here goes around this point right here and this line through here. So what's the same angle around here? Is it here, 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 here? Well, it's to the top of this line of the parallel. So down here, the line is parallels to the top of that. So it's going to either be here or here, but it's also to the right. So it's top, right side. So it's on the right of this. So that means it's going to be right here. But we want x, right? We want x. What is x? Well, now that they're around the same point, then we know that these two angles together equal x plus 80 equals 180 degrees, right? So that means minus 80, okay? X equals 100, okay? Okay, let's try another one. What is x over here, this angle right here, if this angle is 50? Well, 50 is to the top of this line, so it's going to be the top of this line. It's either this or this. And it's to the left of this transversal, to the left of the transversal. So that means 50 goes there. Now, we look at this one over here. What's the relationship between that 50 and x? Well, now they're around the same point. They're vertical, right? Okay, they're vertical. So that means 50 is equal to x, okay? All right, so that's how you do these kind of problems. The next one is what happens if we get something like this? We get, x plus 20, and over here we get 100, right? Well, what's the x now? Well, we need to get them around the same point, right? So either we can get this one down here or we can get this one up there. It's easier to move just a number. So where's 100 up here on the top? Well, it's on the bottom left, so it's from here. So we need to get this point, the bottom left, so that means 100's there. Okay, good. Now that they're on the same point, what's the relationship between those two? They're vertical angles. 100 equals x plus 20, minus 20, minus 20, 80 equals x, okay? Now, if it's asking for x, x is equal to 80. Now, if it's asking for the angle is going to be 80 plus 20 equals 100. That's the whole angle. Okay, so that's how we do it. So if you want, let's go to the assignment. Here's your assignment. So go ahead and try number 1 and also number 2. And then pause the video, and then I'll go over the correct answer with you, okay? So go ahead and try those, and then see if you get the same answer as I do. Okay, so what do we get? Well, we know we're looking for this angle, and we know this one is 78. So how does it relate to the point above? Well, this one here for this line, for the transversal, it is to the top left of this transversal. So the same place would be right here. So that means this is equal to 78 as well. Okay? What about this one? Well, we need to get them around the same point. Okay? So this 107 is right here. It is the bottom of this line. So it's going to be the bottom of that. And it's to the left of this line. So it's going to be 107 goes here. But this one over here is on the other side. So what are those? Those are vertical angles, right? So they're going to be equal. Okay? So 107. Okay? So that's questions 1 and 2. Now what happens if we have a question like, say, like this, for example, and it's asking for x? Well, let's see. We'll do number 11, okay? So what do we get? Number 11, we need to get them around the same point. So 17x is there. So I'm going to bring this down, okay? It's to the left, and it's underneath this line right here. So it's going to be underneath this line, either here or here. and it's to the left side, so it's got to be this, right? So that means 17x goes there. And then what do we have? Another pair of vertical angles. 17x equals 16x plus 5. Okay? Minus 16x minus 16x, x equals 5. So here it's not multiple choice. The answer would be x is equal to 5. So that's how you do this assignment here. So go ahead and finish the rest of the assignment. There's 20 questions. And when you're done, okay, so when you're done, make sure you come back and put your answers in here, either as a letter or a number. And also make sure you save this Kami document, your notes on it, so that later when you take another quiz or a test, you can use your notes and you can use this on quizzes and tests. So make sure you take good notes and make something that can help you out, okay? So that's pretty much it. Good luck.